are unboxing the RTX 4090 from Palit. This is the GameRock OC edition. Now, a lot of people have been waiting for the 40 series cards to drop. I know Josh and I definitely have, so we're grateful for Palit for sending this over so that we can check it out. But in today's video, all we are going to be doing is an unboxing and showing you guys the cards and talking a little bit about the specs. We cannot release any benchmarks until the 12th of October, so make sure you subscribe to the channel to come back for that video. But let's not waste any more time and unbox this baby, because Josh and I have been staring at it for a couple of days, and so has my father, because my dad is staying with me for the next week because of the hurricane. If you saw, we live in Florida where Hurricane Ian hit. So yes, we're still alive and we're still here. Yeah, I'm so excited. Ta-da! It's a black box. All right, so we have the card right here, but before we look at this, we're gonna set it aside and go over the accessories and everything else that comes in the box. So for the accessories, we have a 16-pin power cable, I believe, that splits into 3 PCIe cables to plug directly into your PSU cable. So let me show you that. Yeah, so that's what that is, the 16-pin, and then, oh, whoa, it's not 3, it's actually 4. I was not expecting that. Take a look at that. That tells me that that's gonna draw a lot of power. Moving on, we have a GPU bracket. Oh, interesting. However you put that together, we'll have to figure that out later. And lastly, we have the ARGB cable that plugs directly into your GPU, to your motherboard, so you can control all those pretty colors on the card. All right, moment of truth. Let's open this. I can already tell this thing weighs a lot, Josh. This is heavy. Wow. Oh, that is so freaking cool. This is so pretty. Guess whose PC this is going in? Mine. Oh, wow. That is so cool. I don't even know what to say, because like I have always seen Palit's cards like online and other people posting about them, but I've never owned one myself that has like the diamonds on it. I can only imagine what the RGB is going to look like on this card when it's on. It's gonna look super cool. Palit is calling the design of this card the Midnight Kaleidoscope, and I can definitely see why. They've also designed this card to be a lot darker than the previous ones. We'll show a picture of it right now, but the previous ones were more of a clear color, whereas this is more dark. I definitely feel like this would look a lot more stealthier in an all black build. On the side of the card, we have the GeForce RTX logo as well as the GameRock logo. We also have the GameRock logo on the back as well, and then the back plate itself has this really cool futuristic design cut into the metal, and this is more of like, I would say, a steel kind of blue colorway that they have going on. So as you can see, this is a really thick card. Let's actually take out the ruler so we can get some measurements for you guys so you can see that for yourself. The length is coming in at 32 centimeters or 320 millimeters. The width is coming in at 12 centimeters or 120 millimeters. And for the thickness of this card, this is a 3.5 slot card. Let's go ahead and measure that as well so you can see that. And we're getting 7 centimeters or 70 millimeters for those measurements for the Palit card. For cooling on this card, we have 3 fans. Now, Palit has redesigned the fans, and they're now calling them the Gale Hunter fans. So apparently they have these little, I guess, winglets on the edge of the fan that are supposed to help with better airflow for the card. If they'll work and make it better, I'm not sure. We'll have to run some benchmarks to see if that's even like really a big a difference, but hopefully it is. I also forgot to show you guys the connector for the ARGB fans. It's right next to the power connector as well. So let's go ahead and plug those in so you can kind of get a see of what that will look like. And then we have the ARGB cable that goes right here on the side. So that's what it's going to look like plugging directly into your motherboard. I also need to show you guys the ports on the back of the card. So we have 3 display ports and 1 HDMI. When it comes to power draw for this card from Palit and the Founders Edition, both cards pull 450 watts of power. But where it gets confusing is on NVIDIA's website, it says you don't want anything less than an 850 watt power supply. But on Palit's website, they recommend a 1200 watt power supply, which is a pretty big difference. Now, if you were going to pick up the 40 series card, Josh and I would definitely recommend getting a 1200 watt power supply, because we run an 850 watt on our 3090 Ti, and and we still don't feel like that is enough for that card. Now let's talk a little bit about clock speed when we're comparing this card to the Founders Edition. Now the card that we have here is running a factory boost overclock at 2.61 gigahertz. Now on the Founders Edition, it's 2.52 gigahertz. So we're getting a little modest 90 hertz boost here on the Palit card. One of the things that I want to mention is that NVIDIA is really pushing hard for their DLSS 3.0 for the 40 series, but it's really hard to gauge if you should buy a 30 series or a 40 series because NVIDIA hasn't even released any benchmarks of the DLSS off. So it's kind of hard to compare the 30 and the 40 in raw power, you know, to make that jump. Should you buy a 30 series? Should you buy a 40? So like I said, make sure to come back so you can find all that out before you even purchase your 40 series. And if you like the video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and we will catch you in the next video.